So the CEO of TikTok, Kevin Mayer in America, is stepping down.
He quit last night.
He's resigning.
Yep.
That's the end for Kevin Mayer.
4 months, I think he was there.
Yeah, it was like 4 months. It wasn't that long.
He came from Disney.
Yeah. And the second thing, which is probably arguably more interesting now, is Walmart has come into the discussion about acquiring TikTok with Microsoft. So they're teaming up. So just as a reminder, there's like a timeline right now. There's like basically a countdown to the TikTok ban in the US if a deal can't be done with an American company.
What's the date?
I think it got pushed. Originally, it was September 15th, which is in 2 weeks. But I think it's been pushed now. Let's see.
Pushed up.
Yeah, like back to November. I think it's, it still says September 15th from what I'm seeing.
Okay, so why don't we talk Kevin Mayer first, and then we'll get into Walmart. The Walmart aspect of it is interesting.
They go a little bit hand in hand because it's like one person stepping down as the leader and one person or two companies stepping in to say, we'll take this over. But from the Kevin Mayer perspective, what people are saying, or what I'm reading, is that he was left out of acquisition conversations. Like he was not a part of the conversation when it came to like what was going to happen next.
Even though he's considered to be the head of the company in the U.S.
In the U.S., yeah.
Yeah. So part of that was probably an ego thing. Like, how do you leave me out of those conversations? This is the ship that I'm running. And I would imagine part of it, according to his memo that he gave to his staff, was also surrounding this idea that like he didn't sign up for this.
Yeah, I was going to say,
who signs up for this?
I think he came in and he was like, great, I'm going to build some stars. We're going to create some original programming. We're going to launch maybe some VOD platforms and shows with these stars. Like it's a really exciting thing to do. And then immediately you're thrust into like, we're in a lawsuit with the president and the government.
It's heavily political.
Yeah, it's like changed into a completely political conversation.
And I would imagine from his background at Disney, he's not interested in being political.
Probably not.
Probably not, right?
No.
And
he probably had a lot of pressure, like from his peers and friends and family. It's just like, it's got to be like, whoa, I'm a media executive. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's interesting that he clearly was not there for the long haul, not interested in getting through this. 4 months, I'm out. 4 months is a short amount of time. Like, think about the time that we've spent at more traditional companies. 4 months comes and goes. There are probably employees there that are like, oh, okay, that, it doesn't change much for me. Yeah, he was in, he was out.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing, though, to recognize is that social platforms and media, or new media, is so heavily embedded into politics now. It plays such a big role. Like if you think about Facebook, like think about those weird congressional hearings where you have like Mark Zuckerberg having to speak. Yeah. Like he's speaking on behalf of Facebook and Instagram. Like Instagram, the thing that we use to post pictures, is included in like political conversation, as is Snapchat, as is Twitter. Like all these places where we share memes are also like defining the way the world looks from like a government standpoint and political standpoint. So I think signing up to be the CEO of a social platform, you are kind of signing up to be in politics. I just don't think he understood he was going to be this involved in politics.
Totally. Scott Galloway, a professor at NYU, always talks about how Zuckerberg is basically the head of a nation state.
Totally.
Because he technically like governs more people than any nation state. And that is what Kevin Mayer essentially was getting into.
Yeah. I also understand that there's probably a cultural difference in the way that they like ByteDance handles business. That's probably unfamiliar to Kevin Mayer, and like 4 months is just such a short amount of time to even get to know the company culture of ByteDance.
Totally.
And they probably just want to like. It's pretty significant for them to make a $20 billion acquisition, and he's so new that they were probably like, I mean, the founder and the president of ByteDance are probably like, we're gonna lead these conversations.
Yeah. And who knows what that relationship is actually like?
Who knows?
Yeah. So it's probably a combination of not signing up for this job, not signing up to be this political, and maybe a little bit of ego of like they didn't invite me to the meeting.
Isn't it wild that we're talking about TikTok? Like when you scroll TikTok, you're like, this is the app that's so controversial. Like this is the app that's causing all of these wild,
Yeah,
I don't know, these like wild political conversations. I think that's fascinating. Like,
I just think it's interesting because 2 years ago, we made a video about TikTok, a year and a half ago. Mm-hmm. We didn't talk about TikTok after that video
until quarantine.
Quarantine
Accelerated TikTok. it took the consumption of it through the roof.
I've just never seen an app like it.
Yeah. So Walmart, like I think a lot of people, or there's going to be some people who are confused. Why Walmart?
Yeah, what's going on?
Why would Walmart enter the conversation with Microsoft? And I think there's a really important thing to understand here about the direction of the world right now, of how much companies are moving towards this like omni-channel vertical integration.
We do everything.
We do everything. And actually, I think what everyone has realized is if you control media, you actually have more opportunities than anything in the world. So Walmart, one of the biggest retailers in the world, is looking for a play to capture attention.
Looking for an edge over Amazon, specifically, as everything moves to e-commerce. Like Walmart, you go back 10 years, dominated the retail brick and mortar space.
I mean, they still probably dominate that.
I mean, I just read something that said that 90% of Americans are within 10 miles of a Walmart.
Right. Exactly. So imagine if you could, geo-based feed people content around products available in your Walmart. What if you could work with creators, or what if you could control the For You page based on products?
The interesting thing too is that similar to Amazon, Walmart has been buying smaller niche brands and owning them and starting their own brands. Mm-hmm. So that's another play where it's like, all right, how are we going to market and sell our own brands?
Oh, yeah. What if Walmart could create their own apparel brand? I mean, obviously they already have their own apparel brands, but imagine they just flip out their own Hollister, right? Quote unquote. And then they just start plugging it in, sponsoring all the people, and then making sure all those sponsored posts are on the For You page. All of a sudden you just created a whole new consumer brand.
I think also you could become the architect of viral trends around products, or take advantage of viral trends that come up around products.
Oh yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
Like that happens on TikTok more than any other platform I've seen. Like the apple juice, right?
Yeah.
Or like even like skincare. There are so many TikToks that are surrounding testing and trying products, right? That like they could immediately tie to Walmart's e-commerce platform.
Yeah, and I'm deep in kitchen and cooking TikTok, which I could see like a really natural plug-in. Like we were talking about this on our video, but I watched another video last night around teaching me how to cut an onion. If that was...
you're big into like cutting onion TikTok.
Yeah, and it made me realize like I need a better knife. So where do I get a better knife? Can I click through and then buy from Walmart.com? And a knife shows up at my house and now I can follow along and cut the onion with this guy? Like,
I'm deep into like skincare TikTok just because of Madeline. Like I watch her TikTok and it's very like skincare, self-help based. And
is skincare self-help? I mean like personal care.
Yeah, personal care.
Okay.
Yeah.
Self-help to me feels like
a
meditation.
self-help book.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know. I think having good skin's part of it. It's like, it's part of your body.
Carry on.
Anyways, I watch a lot of TikToks around skincare products and like hacks that I am so ready to purchase. They're so convincing. And if I could buy it from a link from Walmart, I would do it.
I'm really hesitant to put things on my skin. I feel like I don't trust any of it. I'm like, is this going to like create a rash? Like, I don't want to put any of this on my skin.
That's a separate conversation, but
you know what I mean? Like,
I'm more willing to, I guess,
you'll experiment.
Yeah.
You'll
What's
experiment.
worse that can happen, you know?
I think there's a lot of bad things that can happen with the wrong product.
But if you already think that your skin's not that great, like you could be better, it's like take a chance. Just a mindset thing.
All right. So yeah, back to Walmart and TikTok. So yeah, I think this like physical digital combo is so important. And the thing is, if you look at creators right now, creators are turning into their own retailers. So you start to understand that like, what's the natural step when you have the attention of millions and millions of people? Emma Chamberlain, what does she do? Launches her own coffee company, launches her own planner. Yeah. What does, any creator do? Launch merchandise, launch like physical products. They go into the retail business. And this week we also heard that FanJoy is partnering up with some company to start putting influencer merch into retail stores. I mean, I'm pretty sure Emma Chamberlain has product in Target.
Oh, of course. I would imagine, yeah.
So you start to realize like these worlds are not separate. They are very much together. Retail and content, they're hand in hand. And celebrity is no longer driving purchase. Celebrities do not drive purchasing the same way that influencers do. And so if I'm Walmart, rather than buying some movie studio, I'm buying TikTok.
Totally. But I mean, there are comps for it though, like even pre-TikTok, pre-Instagram. I remember Like Shaun White, snowboarder, had a line at Target. Like Tony Hawk. If you're like a mega celebrity, and like there is a comp for having like clothing lines in these big retailers. But I think what's happening is you're seeing with TikTok, stars are being born within 9 to 12 months. They're incredibly valuable. And if you can move fast enough from an e-commerce perspective, like you can capitalize in a major way.
I think more importantly than stars being born, and this is what Dobrik said on his podcast, is that TikTok is the star. It does not need 1 or 2 stars. It is the star.
Yeah, that's the aspect of like viral trends.
Yeah,
like if a viral trend starts around a product, doesn't matter who's talking about it, the whole platform's talking about it.
If they control the For You page, the app is the star. It is not a singular creator that they have to depend on. So that's what makes TikTok so valuable. It's not as valuable, in my opinion, to buy another social platform because you have to rely on the creators. TikTok, you do not have to rely on singular creators.
Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like Walmart's not going to let this one go. It just feels so valuable. Like if they can get it, it's such an edge over Amazon.
I feel like TikTok, like I'm having a hard time imagining TikTok remaining.
Really?
And additionally, remaining as powerful as it currently is.
You think part of Kevin Mayer quitting was seeing the writing on the wall?
Of course.
Like,
Yeah.
this is not going to be around.
I think it's like, I didn't sign up for this. And also like, let me go get a more stable situation. People like Kevin Mayer who work at like Disney, right? The amount of money they make is out of this world. His salary, I don't know what it was, but it's out of this world. So there's actually only a handful of positions you can get. And if you're starting to see that you've built a lifestyle around this ridiculously high salary, and there's the writing on the wall that it might be out, he's a mercenary CEO. He's not the founder of the company.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm a CEO for hire. Let me step out before this ship explodes and look for someone else in the media space to pay me this salary so I can keep doing the cool shit I'm doing and having my like jet or whatever he has. I don't know.
The reality is too, like a social media company, because it's totally UGC based, can be an absolute shit show.
Yeah.
Like Disney, everything's closed in. Like they're controlling every piece of content. Like it's not UGC based.
Yeah.
It's a totally different type of company. Like the fires that I'm sure he had to like even discuss and put out and talk about were probably so far from what he saw at Disney.
Wow. When he left Disney, he sold stock worth over $6.8 million.
Good for him.
Yeah, these type of like media CEOs who bounce around, like they get paid almost like, you know, like airline CEOs?
Yeah.
Airline CEOs make so much money. But that's kind of the world that you play in when you're operating at like Disney Studios, you know? Mm-hmm. And so that's in my opinion, like if you've built a lifestyle around that, it's the same way that like actors and musicians, like, and athletes too, when they step out of like the limelight, they have a really hard time with their finances because they're like, wait a second, what's going on here? I was making a ton of money.
That was really dope before.
Yeah, that was a lot of money, and I'm like used to that amount of money. So I think that's why he stepped out. He's just like, this is not. Like,
Well, he's probably
so
making
many
a good amount of
factors.
money, but
That's what I'm saying,
Just,
but-
just the type of work was
No,
not
but if
what he-
it's going to go away in, a month, then he's like, I better find something else.
yeah.
I got to find something else
Yeah,
quickly.
like he's a businessman. He's
Yeah,
like, this isn't going to work
That's
out.
what I mean. Like he's built a lifestyle. I can't let this,
Yeah.
change. So I think it makes total sense. But the concept of TikTok, I think it's going to be really interesting if they are able to hold, because the reality is there's still going to be, even if Walmart and Microsoft buy TikTok, there's still going to be a lot of scrutiny around it. Now it's like, okay, what's the new version of TikTok? How does privacy change now that it's owned by a US company? How does the way that the For You page, how does the algorithm change? Like there's all these questions from the government no matter what. And so with TikTok being under that kind of scrutiny, if they have to change a little bit, I think that it levels the playing field again. And they just become a little bit less powerful. Like right now, and you look at March through July, most powerful social media app.
100%.
Hands down. Like I haven't seen anything like that.
It's an unbelievable app. I was thinking about it this morning. It is all in one talent show, fundraising arm, dating app. Like it's crazy how TikTok is changing people's lives. Like, have you seen some of the TikToks where someone will ask, like they'll have an experience with someone, they didn't get their name, and then they ask like, I need you to help me find this person. Do your best, TikTok. And then it's like they'll go out and you look in the comments of the TikTok and they found the person that this.
Doesn't that happen on Twitter and Instagram? Remember when Bieber did that? He was like,
I do remember
who's this girl?
but
And I feel like it happens on Twitter all the time.
But he's Justin Bieber. Like
Casey just did it on Twitter.
Yeah, but these are like celebrities. I'm talking about like
random person. Yeah, but again, TikTok is the star. If TikTok deems it to be something that they want to be fed to people, then they'll feed it to people. So TikTok is the star.
That's the amazing thing. That's the power of it.
But I do think that there's this world where the rest of the world right now, like the rest of the business world, is waking up to the modern creator, like the modern version of celebrity, the social media star. Everyone's waking up to the fact that this is the most powerful crop of people from an influence perspective. And that's why the biggest retailer in the world wants in. Or sorry, they're not the biggest, but one of the biggest retailers in the US wants in this game because TikTok and the stars on TikTok and the app itself and the type of content, that is one of the most influential things in the world. So I do think it's changing the dynamic of content creators. Because again, content creators and creators on YouTube have done really big things in the past. But I feel like they've all been cast aside as like, oh yeah, but that's a YouTuber. Oh yeah, but that's a TikTok creator. Oh yeah. Now, because it's elevated, like now you have bigger companies wanting in. Now you have all these other things happening that are starting to become more a part of like the widely accepted conversation that this is the modern form of celebrity. Everyone has accepted now that like TikTok's influential.
Yeah. I still think it's a little bit of a slow moving ship in that a lot of the people making decisions are still potentially in their 40s and 50s. And I think as the younger generations start to be put in positions of power at these companies, their understanding of the space is so much more advanced and like current, with the fact that, of course, like creators are driving massive.
That's going to change the dynamic, because right now, for a content creator, you can make so much money because all these companies are like, we know we need to invest in social media stars. They're really influential. They don't have that deep of an understanding of what that means.
Because they're not consuming them. They're not part of their everyday zeitgeist, right? They're just like utilizing them because people are telling them they should.
Yeah.
But when it gets to the point where the people making decisions at these companies are actually like consumers of these creators, and there's less of a disparity between the traditional celebrity and the creator because they're actually like in it and they're consuming it like we are, that's when I think the economy for creators is just going to explode.
So I got a question. You know how people saying like Walmart, the term oftentimes is used as like a diss to say you're like budget. You know, like, like you're a Walmart. I don't know. I'll call you a Walmart Tony Hawk, you know? But you know what I mean? Like, do you think there'll be that?
Should I walk off the set?
But do you think there'll be that with
I have a feeling TikTok? Walmart Tony Hawk, for those that watch this, is going to stick with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's a long-term nickname.
But do you think that'll start to happen with TikTok? Like, that's a Walmart app.
No.
You know, you don't think that'll be like a...
I think as long as the app...
Or does that do the reverse and make that saying now like, no, Walmart's cool now?
No, I think also like TikTok. What wasn't cool has become cool.
That's true.
Like Kirkland brand or what's that t-shirt, like apparel company brand? Like Gildan. Like Gildan has become a cool brand, like Russell Athletic. Like some of the Champion, of course, is so cool now. Mm-hmm. There's like a resurgence of
uncool.
Of what I think millennial generations thought were uncool. Now Gen Z is like, no, it's cool. And Walmart might be the same way.
Yeah, but Walmart does have a vibe. Like, do you remember when we were...
what do you mean by that? Like,
it has a vibe to it. Like, I actually think...
oh, you're going to Walmart? Like,
I actually think if you polled young kids, like, especially because it shows up in a lot of YouTube videos, shows up on a lot of TikToks. It's just
There's a lot of like
so
Walmart
relatable.
Employees dancing on TikTok.
I think it's just, like you said, because Walmart is within 10 miles of almost every American household.
It's like McDonald's.
It's like McDonald's. It's just like, it's widely accepted. It's something we all do. It doesn't matter. Like, you've been to a Walmart no matter what your socioeconomic status is, you've been to Walmart. Same way with like celebrities drinking Starbucks or eating McDonald's. It's the same kind of thing. It's just like everyone does it. Everyone goes to it. It's widely accepted. So I actually think Walmart and TikTok's actually a pretty good pairing.
Take this, as you wish, but here's just a quick search for Gen Z's 25 most loved brands Walmart, number 7.
That makes sense.
It goes
I bet
Google,
you Chick-fil-A's on there.
Google, yeah.
Yeah.
Google, Netflix, YouTube, Amazon, Oreo, PlayStation, Walmart, Target, Doritos, Nintendo, Chick-fil-A, Nike.
Doritos.
Instagram, 15. Pizza Hut, 16.
Yeah, that makes sense. So Walmart's in like the top 10 of like most loved brands by Gen Z.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. This makes total sense. Like this is a great move.
Yeah, Walmart's cool. What do you know about like Walmart, man?
What do you mean?
I'm like Walmart Tony Hawk.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
What am I?
I don't know, man. You're not like you're at Target or something.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't really spent much time at Walmart's because there's not one near us.
Yeah,
Do they have like a food? Do they have a food court?
I don't know. I love Target.
Yeah, Target's great.
Yeah.
Target also sleeper apparel. Like their apparel is actually cool.
Definitely.
Like,
Their home goods?
Their home goods,
I
great.
like them.
Yeah, they're really impressive to me. I think Target's great.
My grandma calls it Target.
And that's it this week for the Colin.